Manjinder Singh Sirsa, what is interesting in the data is the fact that whether the voter is an NDA voter or he's voting for the opposition, there is a high level of alignment on questions to do with India, Canada, Khalistan, Trudeau's action, the charges. It seems the mood in the country is very similar regardless of which side one sits on the political divide.
No, definitely the mood has to be similar. Reason being, everybody is a patriot here. And when it comes to a country, I don't feel any single person will say that I don't stand with my country. Now, here the question is that Trudeau is raising this issue in the parliament. Being a prime minister, he is supposed to give evidence rather by saying, yeah, I doubt, or mujhe shak hai, or something word like this cannot be a word for an international when you are using this for a counterpart with other country, vice versa. So by saying this, that I doubt that India could be involved or India could be involved in this act of violence or in this killing, by simply saying that, yesterday also he gave a statement. He said India should join us, India should help us out in finding. So that, whether he has asked any kind of a help, whether India has denied any kind of a help, he never said this. So everybody in this nation knew now that what Trudeau does is it's a political stunt. Why he did so? Because he had a backlash when he went back to Canada from India, because nobody in G20, the other countries, maybe America, England, nobody cared for him. So that was the media was ruining his life like there, but that was the reason he came out of the parliament, suddenly raised this question. So even if he was aware of this fact, while before coming to India, he could have said that, or he could have waited to conclude the investigation. And thirdly, day before yesterday, another criminal was killed there, another mafia don or whatever you say was killed there. Who is responsible for his killing? Who is responsible for his killing?
Absolutely.
So,
Navdeep Suri, you've been a...
that this was a total drama.
Okay. Navdeep Suri, you've been a diplomat. You also understand politics. I want to show our viewers the current popularity numbers of Justin Trudeau relative to his opponents in Canadian politics. There's an election coming up in a year or so from now. Who is the preferred prime ministerial candidate? Trudeau's popularity stands at only 31%. 40% would like his principal opponent, Pierre Poilievre, to be the next prime minister. 22% want Jagmeet Singh of the NDP. Remember, Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh are in an alliance, and Pierre Poilievre is at 40%. He's number one. Now, this assertion that's being made that he's doing this to salvage low popularity ratings, to what extent do you believe that that could be true? Because even in the C voter data, most people think he's doing it to benefit in local elections and he's under pressure from the Khalistani lobby.
Well, I think that seems self-evident, and he's been doing this for several years. I think the attachment to the Khalistani lobby seems to be directly proportional to his falling numbers. But otherwise, we've seen it in his Bhangra gigs, we've seen it in his various appearances, trying to curry favor with a section of the Sikh community in Canada. But Rahul, I want to make 2 points, if I may. One is because perhaps I'm sitting in Amritsar and you've drawn a poll in Punjab. So let me take a shot at the very interesting numbers that you threw up. Even while there's a great deal of agreement, and your numbers showed that, on the India-Canada issue, India is doing the right thing, and there was no difference between your numbers in India as a whole and in Punjab. But there is a real disquiet in Punjab because it disproportionately sends people to Canada, right? Of the millions strong, whatever Indian community is, 60% is from Canada. And today, when you read the headlines and you look at all the newspapers and listen to some of the commentary on YouTube, the sense you get is 2 kinds of worry. One is people whose families are in Canada and who were waiting for their parents and others. There's a holiday season coming up, there's a festive season coming up, there's a wedding season coming up. And there are people who are keen to come to India, as they do every year at this time of the year. What happens to their visas? Because we know it's a reality. that many people, despite repeated urgings by our embassies, our consulates, and by the Ministry of External Affairs, have not availed of the OCI card. Now, are they stranded? Are we going to find ways to deal with it? People who have legitimate reasons to come to India over the next 3-4 months, however long it is. Secondly, in Amritsar, and I'm sure in other cities in Punjab, there's a real disquiet about people who have deposited fees, 15, 20 lakhs for their kids to be admitted to Canadian universities, and who are now thinking, what's going to happen to their visas? Because even though the Canadians haven't announced it reciprocally and perhaps won't, because they need those students to fund their universities, but from the perspective of the persons whose kids are in the pipeline today, the downsizing of Canadian missions in Delhi means longer visa queues automatically.